Tifa was announced for Street Fighter 6, and I unfortunately was at work. I couldn't get into it and break it down or watch it as much as I wanted to. My wife was texting me. She also had streamed it herself on Twitch uh, to get an actual live reaction. I had to kind of go back and watch a little bit of the VOD as well as peek in when I could. But all in all, I couldn't react how I wanted to. I couldn't, get hype or anything like that. I had to keep everything contained and in because I was at work. Um, I also saw that not only was she announced as one of the characters for season 4, but I also saw that the newest Final Fantasy has also been announced, and that is definitely something to get hype about. I was talking with friends, including my wife, where I was saying, "Yeah, it's going to be shown at Summer Games Fest for sure. It's going to be shown at Summer Games Fest. It's going to be shown at the end of Summer Games Fest. So, whenever Summer Games Fest comes out, because this is before I knew the date." I was saying it's going to be at the end. We just wait to the end of the show, and it'll be Final Fantasy. It's going to be the last thing. So, kind of happy to know I was right, but I was not expecting Street Fighter to have Tifa at all. And I finally got a chance. I'm home from work now. I finally got a chance. It's like really late. It's like after midnight here. And I finally got a chance to watch both trailers uninterrupted. Want to break it down a little bit, talk about not so much the Final Fantasy side of it. I want to talk more about the Street Fighter side of it because I know a lot of Tekken players are probably upset. I play both. I have Tekken 8, I have Street Fighter 6, so it was a win for me regardless. But to break down, just possibly what we could be seeing and maybe talk about also some costumes and whatnot. I saw the tweet from I believe it was actually the official Twitter where Tifa is going to be the third character in the four that are released in year four of Street Fighter 6. So we'll have the new character Jasmine, who actually I thought looked really cool. And then the second character, I believe it's going to be pronounced Arjun. I don't know for sure, but that's the way I saw the spelling, Arjun. Then Tifa, and then Bosch, who was pretty much like our rival through World Tour in Street Fighter 6. We saw him right at the very beginning. We worked together with him to fight Luke at the very beginning of World Tour. He became, this kind of enemy rival type towards the end of World Tour, where we ended up fighting him in the tournament against JP. I mean, fighting him, then JP at the end of the World Tour story before all the DLC and whatnot came out. He ended up having like a box on his head, if any of you remember that. And now he's going to be a playable character. I think that's cool. Um, I actually thought he might have been just someone that may have been just in the background, but I do think that's cool. I understand why he's last because with Final Fantasy VII Revelation now being announced, and they're saying spring 2027, which technically puts us at about a year from now. Um, the anniversary for Street Fighter 6 is actually this month, later this month. So with Jasmine coming out in August, it's August 3rd, it makes sense for our Arjun to probably be coming out uh maybe towards the end of the year, maybe around Thanksgiving-ish or so. And that would put Tifa around maybe March or so of next year. March, April, maybe March, which will be right before the release of Revelation in Final Fantasy VII. So I do think that is why it's being planned because you're going to have, welcome to Tifa the Street Fighter type package, the release of Final Fantasy VII Revelation. It's all going to be bundled together. So uh, around this time next year, will be a lot of people playing Tifa and Street Fighter, myself included. My wife's already been saying, "Oh, I want to play too." So she actually has the game. I bought it for her, so she's going to actually update the game so she can play. And then Final Fantasy VII Revelation. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into this video on YouTube that showed the uh actual trailer, the Street Fighter 6 trailer. So let me pull that up really, really quick. Okay, here we go. I'm just gonna let it play. That's a little loud, but I'm gonna let it play.
Street Fighter 6 is already entering year 4, but I can
There we go.
that we already have new challengers on the horizon.
Jasmine looks really good. I'm excited about her. I really like Arjun's look as well. I'm really excited about him. As we know, Bosch was in World Tour. And then I'm thinking, okay, just going to be a special secret character maybe announced later to surprise everyone when Ingrid goes away. And then we get this. Unreal. Totally unreal. Like, that is completely amazing. First of all, the artwork is really, really cool. Like, they kept it pretty much true to the design. Sports bra, basic leather gloves. This is her standard leather gloves that she starts with, and they went with the skirt and shorts. I'm assuming this is going to be the skirt and shorts with the stockings, or I should say the thigh length socks. And yeah, I think she looks really good. If it wasn't for Tifa, I may have been most excited about Jasmine and Arjun, to be really honest with you. Um, but when I watched it live at work, I completely forgot who the other characters were because I saw Tifa at the end. My mind went blank. I'm texting my wife and I'm like, Tifa's in Street Fighter. What is happening? Who were the other characters again? And I completely drew a blank. I had to go back and rewatch it to actually get an idea of what who the other characters were. But yeah, Tifa is going to sell a bunch of copies of Street Fighter 6. Whether if you're a Final Fantasy fan that looked to try to get into Street Fighter 6, Tifa's going to sell the game. If you are someone who may have casually played Street Fighter 6 but you do like Final Fantasy as well, Tifa might be a reason to get into the game. Tifa's going to buy you the game. Um if you're a hardcore player, and you just want to play around with someone from the Final Fantasy universe, Tifa's probably gonna get you back into the game. For somebody like me, who's probably somewhere in between casual and intermediate, I already have Street Fighter 6, as I mentioned before, but it has been a while since I actually sat down and played. Um, I got into playing a little bit of Sea Viper was the last time I actually really got into it. Nothing against any of the other characters. Like I do think Ingrid looks really, really cool in this iteration of Street Fighter. But after, messing around with Sea Viper a little bit, I kind of, put Street Fighter down. I was, playing other games and stuff. And now seeing Tifa, I'm like, oh man, I gotta pick this back up. So definitely looking forward to a year from now, talking with everybody on online, whether it be through Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, you name it, and talking about your experiences and impressions of playing as Tifa. But I also want to talk about, I guess the first thing I want to talk about is maybe the costumes that she may have. Um, Obviously, this is going to be default one. This is going to be default one. Um, I'm believing maybe her Advent Children costume, maybe two. And I'm going to have to bring that up just so that everybody can know what I'm talking about if you haven't seen the movie. Okay, yeah, here we go. So Tifa in Advent Children looked like this. And Advent Children came out a very, very long time ago. I can't remember the exact year. I want to say 2004 or 5. I know I was in college at the time, and I want to say it was either my second or third year of college. So 2004 or 5, I believe it was, when Advent Children came out, and this look for Tifa was all of that. It was so awesome. I was like, man, this is a really cool look for her because we're so used to the tight type kind of crop top bra with the mini skirt and the boots, and now she's pretty much rocking this badass leather chick as if she was out of the Matrix or something. That I thought it was really really awesome. So I think maybe this could be outfit 2, maybe. Um maybe obviously get some different colors in there as well, even though I think this would be the standard outfit 2 with the black and the red gloves, as well as the armband, ribbon type armband on her bicep, on her left arm. So I would say this is for outfit 2. And outfit 3, I believe, may be from the trailer that we saw earlier today, from Revelation. So let me pull that up because I think that was also pretty cool as well. Okay, right here. This was during the trailer for Revelation, so I'm gonna rewind back a little bit, and you'll hear the voiceover, and yeah, this costume right here, with that they showed during the trailer. First of all, I think the the new rework of the poses up here from the OG game is really really cool because this is kind of how Tifa posed in the well, not kind of, is exactly how she posed in OG FF7 in the status window. Um you didn't see as full a picture as you want to see the one up here, but this is exactly how it looked. But this outfit, her Black Mage outfit, um I think would make a great costume. If not 2, then maybe 3. Um I really don't know what else to say about it. I think it looks really really cool. I nearly lost my mind when I saw it during the actual trailer. When I actually saw it for the first time, I was like, "What is that outfit?" It looks like it's a like almost like a rework combination of her OG and her Advent Children, with some new touches onto it. Because the sleeves kind of remind me of something I've seen out of Final Fantasy 14, and then the boots definitely give, mage. But I was just kind of like, wow, that looks amazing. And I think that would make a great costume as well, for Street Fighter 6. Obviously, I cannot wait to play this game next year, which will probably be around this time next year. I want to say by this time next year, we'll probably all have been playing it for maybe no more than a month, because I don't think it's going to come out any later than sometime in May. My guess is April, but it's no later than May. But yeah, I think this would be a great look in Street Fighter 6, especially because of how well Capcom designs the characters, the character models, the way the clothes and the styles look, with all the colors and animations. I think Tifa's going to look really really good in RE Engine and Street Fighter 6. I can't wait to see how that looks out. So the last thing I wanted to go about was just some of the moves. Um, as you know, she has a very, very wide variety of moves that she can that you can take from to put in a fighting game, which is why so many people wanted her in not in Final Fantasy, in Tekken. But I was of the mindset, because I had this discussion with a bunch of friends where I didn't think that she was going to come to Tekken, not 8 anyway, after Clive was announced at the end of season 1. I didn't think they were going to do 2 Final Fantasy characters, especially with um Tifa being the more expensive of the 2, and um also with the fact that at the time of Clive coming out, you got to think Final Fantasy 16 was, I guess, all the rage, if you will. And, a lot of people were, you know, obviously mixed, understandably mixed. Me personally, I like Clive. You know, I had mixed feelings about Final Fantasy 16 as a game, but Clive as a character I think is awesome. But I thought that him wielding a weapon outside of Yoshimitsu, um, who has been in pretty much every Tekken, Clive to me felt like a Soul Calibur character. And maybe that's just me. Maybe some other people might agree with that. But I just felt the way he played, where he was heavily reliant on the sword and his dominant powers, whether it be from Ifrit, Garuda, Shiva, Bahamut, you know, you name it, Titan. I felt like he was more in tune to be a Soul Calibur character, but we don't know if we're ever going to get another Soul Calibur game. So, you know, I guess the devs did what they had to do to put him in Tekken. Because again, I like Clive. I just didn't feel like he was a natural fit to the game. Kind of like how Noctis was in Seven, in Tekken 7. I felt like he was really cool. Because and this is from somebody who really liked Final Fantasy 15. I know it's can be a little polarizing, but I really liked Final Fantasy 15. I thought Noctis was cool. I just didn't see the Tekken fit. Um, where you had somebody like Nyx from the Final Fantasy 15 movie, um, who I felt may have fit the Tekken a little bit more because of his hand-to-hand prowess, where Noctis was more, you know, relying on his bloodline through the power of the kings to get all the weapons. Nyx had more seemingly hand-to-hand combat. But you know, we'll leave that it is, because I'm not sitting here trying to bash anything like that. That's just my thoughts on it. But back to Tifa here in Street Fighter. I want to go over the move set. So I saw a couple of videos that showcased um, some of her attacks and moves, and I'm going to give credit to the video publishers at the bottom of the screen. But I do want to highlight that. So let me get those videos up really, really quick. Okay, so here, this is an old video. It's from about 14, 15 years ago, and it shows all of Tifa's limit breaks from way back in the original Final Fantasy 7. Um, I do apologize for the quality. It's only 480p. That was the maximum quality of the video. We're here starting off with Beat Rush. I wonder if that's going to be just a regular target combo. Somersault seems to be an input. Water Kick and Meteor Dive seems to be maybe a regular input, and so does Dolphin Blow. Now, Meteor Strike and Final Heaven, I feel like maybe a super. I'm going to get to that in a minute, because we're going to watch another video that has the moves in it. So right here, the Tifa moveset one was another one I looked at. And again, I'm going to give credit to the actual owner of the video on the bottom of the screen. But the moveset video right here, I think may also give us a little idea. Like this attack, Chi level 1, no concentration. I believe this may be just a target combo of some sort. Now this is maxed out Chi level 3. I feel like if this isn't some kind of target combo, maybe that will be something like something you could do through maybe Drive Rush or something similar to that. And this is with magic. I feel like that could also be something done with Drive Rush as well, or maybe some kind of special input. I do think that it's gonna be pretty awesome. Then of course you get the limit break, or I should say the stagger. Whirling uppercut, that is what I actually gotta pause for a second. Whirling uppercut, if you noticed the video, the other video, I gotta bring it back up. I gotta bring it back up, because now that I see it, I gotta bring it back up. Okay, if you noticed at the end of this video, when Tifa comes in and punches the sign, let's see if I can pause it right there. She's doing whirling uppercut. I'm gonna see if I can try and catch. Here it is. She, as you know, Tifa's left-handed, and she's literally doing whirling uppercut to the Street Fighter 6 logo. She literally does that. What I'm gonna practice to do is slow this down. Look as she comes in. It's literally a whirling uppercut. Right there. And she twirls in the air, left-handed. Pretty much a DP, right? Pretty much a DP. I'm almost certain that whirling uppercut is going to be DP. It's got to be. It's got to be a dragon punch motion for sure. But whirling uppercut. I'll go back to the other video. Whirling uppercut is definitely going to be in the game in one way or shape or form. What I'm really curious is how is it going to look in EX form? Rise and Fall seems like something that might be an EX move to me. Because you normally get Rise and Fall with level 3 chakra, then you follow it up with a whirling uppercut. Rage and Fall is once you have the Unfettered Fury and you have max concentration. So this is pretty much, you know, like an EX Rise and Fall. Now, the aerial attacks, I'm not sure how they would be incorporated, but any of Tifa's moves that knock into the air, and she has plenty, I could see maybe some of these animations being used. I'm pretty sure you're not gonna get a full-on combo in the air like Marvel vs. Capcom or something, because that would make Tifa kind of broken. But at least for Street Fighter. But I do feel like maybe some of these moves may be seen as aerial attacks, if not some kind of command in the air, maybe like fireball in the air or air DP. I do think her aerial strong attack might be heavy punch in the air. Either heavy punch or heavy kick in the air. I do feel like that's something that could be used. Like that fall to the ground, I believe that might be some kind of either input with heavy punch. Now the developers did say there's another system they can't talk about that's being put into the game. So they talked about the materia. They said the materia is being reworked for her. I believe they also may be talking about maybe something involving her limit break, which may affect maybe what kind of super she has available to her. Maybe she'll have more than just the 3 supers and the critical art. That's the impression I got when listening to him say that. The lunge attack, I feel like maybe she will have, if not a command run or some kind of input with a dash, then maybe like a quick motion that starts a run and then you get to attack out of it. Being that she does have dodge attacks in this game, depending on what her chi level was, which could also be another thing, a mechanic that could be placed into the game. Maybe her chi level with her levels of concentration. That could be something. Focus Strike, I feel like would be a command. I feel like that's a command. Whether it's used as a counter or something else. Dive Kick has to be like an aerial fireball, aerial DP using kick. It has to be. I'm almost certain that's going to be a move. Maybe not too much unlike Cammy, but also worked a little differently. Overpower. Now, looking at it here, it looks like Cammy's cannon drill. But again, I don't think she's going to be exactly like Cammy, but it does have a few similarities when you look at the move. Star Shower, I don't know what that would be, but I do hope it gets into the game. Whether that's I don't think it's going to be a super, but I would love to see it in the game. Chi Trap, maybe that's reverse fireball. You know, I'm just speculating here because obviously you can't have too many moves. But Chi Trap could be like maybe reverse fireball. But that would be interesting to try and maybe do that during some kind of drive rush or anything like that. Trinity Strike reminds me so much of what you had to do with the precise presses when you're playing as Gen in other Street Fighter games. To be fair, I actually never pulled this off during playing Final Fantasy Rebirth, which means I need to get my game up and actually practice that better. And this is from somebody that has the Platinum Trophy, because I play Final Fantasy Remake and Rebirth on PlayStation. Unfettered Fury. I wonder if that's going to be some kind of install for her, as well as the charging of the chi levels and concentration. I wonder if that will be like an install that she'll have. That's very very curious to me. I don't think she'll have these impulses. I don't think they'll be in the game. It does make you think what they're going to do with the materia because it was mentioned, but I'm not sure about the impulses. As far as synergy attacks are concerned, I can't see it. They look cool, but I can't see them actually happening. Maybe the moves themselves, like soaring flurry, for example. Maybe that's something that could happen, but that would be like a natural move, because that could also be like a DP or something like that. Even though I still think whirling uppercut is a DP. These are the team up synergy attacks again. I don't think I don't think they're gonna happen. Even though I liked them, Synchro Cyclone was one of the ones I used the most during my gameplay of hard when I went through hard mode. Having the ability to have infinite MP, being that I did run a lot of Cloud and Tifa together in the party on hard mode, I think that was awesome. But I don't think it'll be in Street Fighter 6. I think they're very cool, but I don't think it'll be in Street Fighter 6. All right, now the limit breaks. So, Somersault. Could this be, level 1 super? Simple level 1 super. Could that be level 1? Dolphin Flurry definitely has the feel of maybe a level 2. Just like we say Dolphin Blow could be, maybe EXDP. Meteor Strikes has got, I believe that's going to be level 3. I think this is going to be level 3. And I think the final heaven part of what we saw earlier may be part of the critical art as like a finishing blow. So I do think Meteor Strikes right here will be level 3 super. And then final heaven would be critical art at the end of it. Just some kind of big punch at the end. That is what I truly believe. Obviously I have no ties to the devs or anything like that. I have nothing, I don't know anything about what the devs are thinking. I've done no interviews. I'm not an insider. I'm pretty much a relative nobody. I know nothing. These are just my thoughts and my thoughts only. But that is what I'm thinking, and I'm actually very excited. I can't wait to get Tifa to play as her, as well as the rest of the Street Fighter 6 Season 4 characters. Like I said, I really want to play as Jasmine as well. So, I mean, and she comes out this summer. Actually, she comes out in less than 2 months. It's June 6th right now, so she comes out August 3rd. So about 2 months from now, we'll be able to play as Jasmine. So I'll be able to enjoy her for several months, as well as get Arjun probably closer to the end of the year, way before we get Tifa. But I am super excited about that, about the costumes as well. Like I said, Advent Children for maybe costume 2, the Black Mage from Revelation for maybe costume 3, if not 2, but one of those. And also, not for nothing, I didn't mention this, but maybe the old school explorer tour guide, like cowgirl looking outfit that Tifa had, that you usually saw in the flashback in Rebirth, or even in if you've played Dissidia, where she had that as an alternate costume. Maybe that could be another outfit as well. There's a lot they can choose from. The Dissidia moveset, I didn't pull it up, but Tifa was actually pretty bad in Dissidia, all things considered. I played as her, because you know I do like Tifa, but I have to admit she was pretty bad when you compare her with the other hand-to-hand combatant in Dissidia Duodecim, and I believe her name was Prish or Prisha. I don't know how to pronounce it, but I do apologize. But she was a far better character than Tifa. But I stuck with Tifa because it's Tifa. And, you know, you don't get too many opportunities outside of playing uh Dissidia unless you know unless you're an old guy like me and you played Energize back on the PS1. Anyway, that's going to do it for me. Appreciate everybody who sat here through the end of this, listening to me ramble. Anyway, like and subscribe. Tell me what you think. Leave it in the comments below. It's my first video in a long time. You know, I've been slacking. My wife told me to get it together, so you know, listen to your wife. Happy life, happy wife, happy life. Anyways, have a good one, y'all. See you on the next one. Appreciate you.